day and welcome to the program Inside Abuja. I am Iharo Atta. On the program, we showcase activities of the Federal Capital Territory Administrations, its secretariats, departments, and agencies. One thing fundamental is as you go around the city, obviously you will be so occupied that you cannot take time to watch things that pertains to city development and management. Day after day, time in, time out, many are working round the clock to ensure, with your apology, that Abuja remains a world-class city. That's why if you look around this day, it is common, as someone once told us, that if many persons are posted from Lagos, Port Harcourt, Kaduna into Abuja, they oftentimes do not want to return. And this goes to explain that the city is working and many believe in the city. Some would complain that they are experiencing traffic build-up in some areas like the dual carriage road stretching from AYA down through Yanya, through Maraba down to Kefi. All these explains to the fact that the city is working and many persons are also beginning to buy into the city. Traffic, like many persons will tell you in the transport sector, is not a definition of a failed city, but a city that many believed in. Well, let's not talk traffic for so long today. On today's episode of the program, we will be looking at issues that borders on facility management and maintenance. When you look around Abuja and you drive past, someone is cleaning the drains for the water to go through. Someone is ensuring that the street lights function properly. When the road surface start to fail, someone will scarify and overlay asphalt, or if need be, stabilize the road surface before laying the asphalt to ensure that you drive and enjoy your cruise. Again, my name is Iharo Atta, and on today's episode, we will be discussing with the Director, Department of Facility Maintenance and Management of the FCTA. He is Engineer Omoni Olaloye. Very wonderful day, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Director, let's quickly jump in as time will fly over time here. Let's look at the issue of street lighting. It's one thing that many persons used to define and judge and rate the city. You've done very well over time here. Let's know what's the state of our street lights around Abuja.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Atta. I want to really appreciate the efforts of the Honorable Minister in this regard. He's someone that is very, very passionate about the functionality of the street lights within the city. And right now, as I'm talking to you, we have recorded remarkable improvements in recent months because of his singular initiative of ensuring that the streetlight contractors are paid as at when due, and also ensure that synergy is created between my department and other sister departments such as the FCDA, the Department of Engineering Services. We have worked together to ensure that these street lights are functioning very well. Thank you.
Okay, now let's look at the synergy. How do you define the synergy here? What role do you play and what role is the city playing, and how do you collaborate to ensure that you have this thing working, if you can have it in details?
Yes. Sometimes we need to work together to ensure that we secure the services of major contractors, such as maybe Julius Berger and CEC and other CECC and other companies in the ensuring that certain things are done quickly and more efficiently, especially when it goes beyond the capacity of our local contractors. So this is very, very important. It's a very important synergy because these infrastructures were put in place by FCDA, and they have a continuous relationship with these major companies, and who often come in to assist us whenever we need help. For instance, if we want to use a very high platform, such as 80-meter boom platform, Julius Berger comes in readily. There was a time, sometimes last year, when we were doing some maintenance around the Presidential Route, the Independence Way, and the Constitutional Avenue, where you have very long streetlight poles. Some of our local contractors don't have the crane. I mean, not the crane, the platform that can reach such height. Exactly. There you have Julius Berger coming in to help us.
Okay, now let's look at street light now. One major problem, I know for sure, your parent body, the AMMC, your office and the police are working around that room with civil defense, the issue of vandalism. Let's look at vandalism on the part of those who steal cables.
Yes. Thank you very much. The issue of vandalism remains a very, very critical negative narrative we are all experiencing in the administration of the city, in the management of the city. People come into the city pretending to be businessmen, and at night they become something else. They arm themselves, they go out there to excavate and remove our cables. They vandalize our transformers and remove vital components. And in fact, this is one of the major challenges that we are facing. In fact, one of the major reasons why street light functionality has remained protracted for long in our efforts to get them working. The vandals go in mercilessly, take away our cables. For instance, if I tell you, Onyx, the Outer Northern Expressway, which is the Abuja Expressway, we recorded over 3 kilometer length of cable stolen. What they do is that once there is no power supply from ADC, once there is darkness, they move in. Sometimes they come in with their vehicles pretending to be ADC workers. And before you know it, over the night, they cut away with our cables and cut away with our installations within the transformer. So this is a very major challenge, but we are on top of the situation. And
but if you're on top, what are you doing to arrest this?
Very good. For instance, on the same Kubwa Express Road, we have talked to our contractor who is there. We have ensured that we have security, adequate security to man our transformer. Each transformer is manned by at least 3 security men, day and night. They run shift, and we make sure that there are people that are reside within the locality who will be able to identify the people that are around there and be able to also oversee these things at night and during the day. So that is one. We are also looking at, like I told you, the synergy involved also has to do with getting cables from our engineering department to replace the ones that have been vandalized. We were able to get cables from them. They were able to source it from the contractors for us. So we're able to achieve that. And also we are looking now into installing some gadgets that will make it difficult for the vandals to even do away to access these components. We are looking into that very seriously, and some private sector initiatives have come in, and we have asked them to come for presentations. We are on the verge of at least engaging them to a kind of pilot scheme on some major roads in the city.
What many people will be asking you that these vandals have operated over years. How many so far have been arrested, if you have the numbers?
Very good. We have been arresting them, and recently we even arrested some of them and handed them over to the police. If you have been abreast of what has been going on, you notice that even the police paraded some of them recently. So we have been arresting them, and we have been handing them over to the police. The civil defense is also working with us. We are in synergy with the civil defense. We visited them recently to concretize our relationship with them, so that they will also help us in the area of securing the facilities.
But these vandals that tends to steal this cable, what do you do with it?
Yes, they are interested in the copper component.
Okay.
So they go to sell it, because these things are used for jewelries and other things. That's what they do. When they cut away our cables, they don't go directly to sell them like that. They dismantle them, they cut them into pieces, and then dispose them such that they will not be caught.
So now, but if I were to ask, is there any technology you are employing to secure this thing, or is it just human manning them every time? Because across the world, people cannot man them. Any technology you are putting in place?
Yes, like I told you, we are, deploying technology has to do with, it's also capital intensive. You have to deploy capital. And these things don't just happen overnight. You have to get the right equipment, whether they are really going to work, and also subject them to various tests here and there, and then go through procurement process. Right now, I have 2 or 3 major contractors in the security sector have presented some options for us, which we are considering. And as soon as the Honorable Minister gives us the green light, we engage them.
Okay, still on traffic light, let's go to the second part now. Not the second part of the vandals, but not the criminals. Those who prefer, whenever they feel a car fail brake, to look for a traffic light, a street light, to use that as a wedge. Have you observed that? Like?
Yes, we have observed that, and we term them as reckless drivers.
But they are still vandals.
Yes, they are still there. They vandalize our street light poles. when their brake fail, you know, on high speed, they try to identify our street light pole as a convenient means of stopping their vehicle, and they crash into our street light poles. What we do is, once that happens, unfortunately, once a pole goes down, because electricity works with circuit, once we break the circuit, it affects so many other poles. If one single pole is knocked down, you'll be surprised that maybe about 50 poles will be affected. So this is the situation we find ourselves. But what we do is that as soon as that happens, we get them arrested and then hand them over to police, and they must repair the pole for us. They must replace the pole, buy a new pole and fix it for us before they can secure their vehicle from the police.
What about those who tend to run?
They tend to run, but we seize their vehicles. They can't run with the vehicle.
But if you have to meet such drivers, what will you be telling them?
Yes, we tell them to be careful, and also to know that within the city, I mean, you don't need to overspeed. That is the truth. You don't need to overspeed within the city, and you need to maintain your vehicles and make sure that you are not drunk. Because most of these problems of crashing into our street light poles happen over the weekends. When people go to parties, we are returning from parties, they get drunk, and before you know it, they crash into vehicles, into our street light poles. So we try to encourage them to take things easy and live a normal life, so that they can be in charge of their own destiny.
Okay, now let's look at general street light maintenance, changing the bulbs, powering it, and ensuring that it remains powered throughout the night. How is it like?
Yes, it's been quite challenging, but like I told you, we are doing our best to make sure that we are on top of the situation. To get the lights on, it's not just a one-man affair.
Why? We all think it's just do what you do.
No, it's not just
what you do in your house. You just put it on and then.
You see, that is the challenge we have.
That's what we believe. Everyone watching me, that's what they believe.
Yes. For the street light to come on, the AEDC power supply, Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, must supply us the electricity that we need to power the street light. When they are not doing well, it affects us. Okay? And in order to overcome that, especially on sensitive routes, we have deployed some generating sets, particularly on the presidential route, so that whenever AEDC goes off, we put on our gen set. And we also have a program. The Honorable Minister has approved about 22 gen sets, 22 number generator sets, to be positioned at some strategic places in the city, some very critical roads in the city, to be powered by genset. Now, out of the 22, we have gotten, I think we have gotten 7 of them. We've gotten 7. 5 are currently on Herbert Macaulay now, powering the street light on Herbert Macaulay. We have 5 gensets that are there now, positioned in strategic positions, especially where our transformers are located. This is for efficient, yes, for efficient security, because we have to secure the transformer and also secure the genset. And secure the diesel. And secure the diesel. That you are getting it. So that is that. We have also, we provided 2 genset recently. We just commissioned 2 genset on IBB Way. IBB Way. One at the Chicken Junction, Chicken Republic Junction, and then another one at NUC Junction, to power that stretch. So, but we also have additional one that is under procurement. We have about 8 of them that will be located along the parkway. That is from Yaradua Center to Life Camp. About 8 gensets.
That's the Northern Parkway.
The Northern Parkway, yes. 8 normal genset is earmarked for that place. As soon as the procurement is concluded, they will be installed. We have another 7 that is supposed to be located on the Ring Road. Unfortunately, Ring Road has been a challenge because we couldn't procure the contract for the maintenance of Ring Road. That is Nnamdi Azikiwe Express Road. If you notice, the street light facilities there have deteriorated seriously because we don't have any contractor there for now. We have some procurement hiccups.
Are we working towards that?
The Director of Procurement has assured us that as soon as possible, everything will be normalized. So we have 7 gensets earmarked for that particular Ring Road also, altogether making 22. So as soon as all these ones come on board, you will see remarkable improvement within the city. Even when AEDC is not available, power supply from AEDC is not available, we will be able to power our street light with our own genset.
Okay, now let's look at the issue of the bulbs. Sometimes we see continuous changing of the bulbs, I have to get sure that they check it, ensure that the cables and other things are working and all. The cost, is it heavy considering the large number of street lights that you have in Abuja?
Yes, it's a challenge which we are committed to meeting, and like I said earlier, the whole entire city is divided into 9 different lots, and we have each of the lots being manned by a contractor. The specification is simple. The contractor will ensure that we have light. To ensure that we have light, he has to maintain the street lights. He has to change the bulbs when they are off. He has to change the cables when they are burnt, and he also has to have security men on ground to secure these facilities, and also run surveillance every night to make sure that cables are secured. So all these things are packaged within the contract for the contractor. And like I said earlier, the whole thing is being managed in such a way that
hope those who are handling these jobs are well paid as contractors. Do you pay them regularly, or
yes,
do we owe them?
As I told you, the Honorable Minister, on his own initiative, ordered the payment of contractor recently, early this year. And that really boosted the morale of the contractors, and they are doing well. That's one of the reasons why you are seeing serious improvement, because we make sure that the money that was paid to them, they deploy the money to do the work.
Okay, thanks indeed. If you're watching us, the program is still inside Abuja. We thank you for staying with us thus far. The program is still on here. We'll take a break. When we come back from the break, the program continues. Thanks indeed again for staying with us here. We have been discussing with the Director, Department of Facility Maintenance and Management of the Federal Capital Territory Administration. And sometimes you may not know that, but they have a parent body trying to be like a bridge between the FCTA main body, the Minister, the PAMSEC, as well as the Director, and that's the AMMC there. But for now, the Director have taken us a lengthy journey through how the street lights you see when you drive sometimes. I do that a lot. I just forget to put on my headlight. And at a certain point here, when I'm off the city and maybe going towards the Karumaraba or somewhat, going towards other area outside the city, I just discovered that, hey, my light is not on yet. But somehow, some guys are working round the clock to ensure we get all of these things working here. And let's now come back, engineer. Let's look at other areas that you are handling, the roads, the drainage. How's it been like?
Yes, the roads and drainages are also part of the infrastructure that we maintain. Okay. We ensure that we patch potholes as at when due. We don't allow potholes to develop into craters that could be dangerous to vehicles or motorists. So we do the regular patching of potholes, asphaltic patching. We also make sure that the shoulders are well maintained. And also...
before you go further, let me cut you on the shoulder issue. You know, we drive on shoulders in this country so much.
Yes.
How often do you maintain shoulders? Because once there's a little traffic, a 3-lane road becomes a 7-lane road, and we all sit on the shoulders.
Yes. What we don't know in this country is that the shoulder is not designed for regular traffic. It's designed for you to park your vehicle off the road. Or when you need to do some repair on the road, you just park off the way. It's not meant to be the main carriageway. But in this part of the world, because of traffic congestion and the need for people to beat the normal queue, they want to go on the shoulders, and thereby damaging the shoulders and causing the shoulders to fail before their time. Then we are up to that. We make sure that we maintain the shoulders also. Anytime we are doing general maintenance, we consider the shoulders also in our maintenance program.
Okay. Beside the shoulder, now let's look at the issue of maintaining the existing carriageway here. Sometimes across the world, I don't know whether you are trying to deploy this, trying to see if we can really check the asphalt, the ASO overload. You check that, or they just overload and damage the asphalt, and the next thing you are back on site, because that's the part of maintenance.
Yes. I think that is a huge challenge here. The authority...
No way bridge.
Yes, no way bridge. And the authority needs to look into this.
You are the authority. You are the authority.
We are the authority. Yes. We are going to look into that.
Because when you see some vehicles coming in, the kind of load they carry, the asphalt can't stand it.
Honestly, that is the truth. And that's one of the reasons why our roads fail quickly. But on the part of the facility maintenance department, our primary duty is not to check the loadings on the carriageway. Our primary duty is to make sure that we repair the road when they are damaged.
Okay, what about instances where persons dump refuse on your drains? You've seen that so much. I've seen you carry some work in Karo, there, but the drains are always blocked.
Yes.
And it's the habit of some who live in some communities to just put it there, believing that the rains will carry them, not even you.
Yes. I think this is a very, very wrong habit. Very, very wrong habit that is self-destructive to the communities where you find these things happen. Because you are not supposed to drop your garbage in the drains. Because when you drop your garbage, the drainages are not designed to carry garbage. They are designed to carry flood. In the process of carrying flood, there may be some debris here and there. And within the city, for instance, we have systems, underground systems in place that help to trap these things. We call it sand trap. These are underground chambers where the debris are trapped. But in a place like Karu, wherever that you mentioned, where you don't have such facilities, it means that the garbage will eventually have to block the drains. And once you block the drain, you subject the community to flood disaster. And that is one of the major reasons why you find flood, especially around the outskirts of the FCT, where we don't have world-class facilities that can trap this garbage. And then the garbage will now block the drainages, and you know, water does not respect any obstacle. It will find its way. So that is why we have so much flood around the outskirts.
But now, we're getting set for the rainy season. We saw the massive one you did after the rains last year when you walk around the the outer northern expressway, the Onyx here you removed. But as the rain is coming now, are we having an exercise to clean the drains?
Yes,
thank you so much. Because some persons who may not obey you, what you just said, the last thing you said, we still drop the drain.
That is true. I want to seriously thank the Honorable Minister for...
You have been thanking the Minister for
Yes, because if he doesn't support your department, you will not achieve anything.
That's true.
You know, he supported us last year, and we carried out a major drainage maintenance that was unprecedented in the history of Abuja. It covered 12 major districts, and everything went on simultaneously within 6 weeks, and the whole thing was very successful. Because it was an emergency package which we did, because we had a warning alert from the Office of the National Security Advisor that there was going to be flood disaster in FCT, and if you remember, it actually happened. But we were able to avert, not in the city, but we did our own best to make sure that it didn't happen in the city, because that would be a world-class embarrassment if that should happen in the city. So we did our own bit of it to make sure that it didn't happen within the city. We also have maintenance of road curbs, like I said earlier. The road curves, when you see painting them and making sure that they look very nice and clean, it's part of our work that we do.
Okay, thank you very much. It's been a wonderful time talking to engineer. We call him here in-house here. When you come here, you ask for Engineer Ni. Everyone will say, look, that's the Director Facility Maintenance and Management. But somehow the full name, for those who may likely, when you don't know them so well, you hit current affairs and you ask this question, is Engineer Omoniyi Olaloye. Now, the city residents are watching you here. What will you be telling them?
Yes, I want to appeal to residents of the city to please let's all cooperate together to appreciate what we have. These facilities, these facilities that we have in Abuja, in FCC, we don't have them in our states. Most of us are from rural areas. When we come here, we enjoy these facilities at little or no cost. And many times we go ahead to even vandalize them. My advice is that let's make sure that we don't dump garbage in our drains, because when you do that, you are blocking the drains and you are creating problems that you'll not be able to handle if there is flood. I want to encourage our residents to also ensure that when you see somebody that is milling around electrical installations, please get a report to the police authority or the civil defense around.
Because it may also affect them.
Because that man that you see milling around the transformer and milling around the electrical installations, by the time he picks one item from there, you will not have light. You will not have street light in your area, and that will create more problem of theft. Because these bad boys thrive in darkness. They like to create darkness around so that they can even do more damage to the citizens. So let's all be alert, let's all be responsible to make sure that we keep this city as it's supposed to be kept. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Engineer Nee. Obviously, beside those who may be working as bad boys, those of us who drive, please, when you have brake failure, I will often tend to tell you, God forbid, please don't use the street lights as your wedge to actually stop your car. That would be very, very bad. It can even be catastrophic. Your car can even catch fire, and the issue may likely become something that many do not pray for here. Those of you who drive, let's learn to obey and maintain lane discipline. You can't drive on the road shoulders. They don't have the same asphalt thickness as the main carriageway, and when they fail, sometimes you just put your car and your car quickly gets dirty. So much to talk about here, but one thing, city management and maintenance is not just for the civil servants and contractors alone. We are all part of the city, and we are all stakeholders in the Abuja project. I'm Iharo Atta saying goodbye. Have a lovely and fulfilling day.